Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that most people honestly get wrong. It's a powerful, often misunderstood secret to creating deep connections: relaxed silence.
Think about it. We've all been there, right? That pause in a conversation hits, and it feels like this giant flashing alarm goes off in your head. The pressure mounts, and we just scramble to fill it with anything. A joke, a random question, just to make the discomfort stop.
So, here's what we're going to cover in this explainer. First, we'll tackle why we're so anxious about silence. Then we'll flip that on its head and see how it can become a magnet. We'll get into the science of why it makes people feel safe, cover the practical steps, what we're calling the pillars of presence, and see how it all transforms a connection. You know, this fear of silence isn't just random awkwardness. It usually comes from a really deep need for validation. It's this feeling that we have to perform, that we have to impress the person across from us to prove we're interesting. We've kind of been taught that we build connections with our words, but what we're about to see is that sometimes the opposite is actually true.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got anxious silence. It feels like a test you're failing, right? It signals neediness, creates tension, and it actually pushes people away. But on the other side, relaxed silence, that creates space. It signals confidence, it makes the other person feel safe, and it pulls them closer. It's a total game changer.
So how do we actually start thinking about silence differently? Well, instead of seeing it as this empty, awkward void, what if we saw it as a powerful form of communication? Because when you handle it with confidence, it can say so much more than words ever could.
This quote just nails it. You're not creating awkwardness. What you're really doing is creating space. Space for the other person's nervous system to catch up and actually process your presence without being bombarded by constant talk. They can stop analyzing your words and just be with you.
Okay, so why is this so incredibly effective? It really taps into some deep psychology. For a lot of people, and our sources really focus on men here, the world can feel like a kind of battlefield where you always have to be on guard, always performant. So many men, especially those who've been, as the sources put it, intimacy starved, walk around wearing this heavy emotional armor. It's a survival tactic, really. It's a way to protect themselves from feeling judged or rejected, basically from the vulnerability that true connection actually requires.
But here's what happens when you show up differently. Your calm presence acts like this nonverbal signal that it's okay, it's safe to lower that armor. This literally activates their relaxation response. Their nervous system calms down, and maybe for the first time all day, they feel like they can just be themselves. And that right there, that's where real connection starts.
Okay, but this isn't just about shutting up, right? It's way more nuanced than that. It's actually a powerful mix of three key elements that all work together to create this magnetic effect. The first pillar is all about your energy. It's about slowing everything down, being calm and intentional. You're not rushing or frantic. This signals that you're in control of your own emotional state, that you're not chaotic. And for someone who's always on guard, that feeling of calm is incredibly safe.
The second pillar is eye contact, but it's a specific kind, warm and non-needy. You're not looking at them for approval or validation. You're just sharing the moment. It's eye contact that says, I see you and I'm here with you. And on a biological level, this kind of presence can actually release oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It builds trust without a single word.
And the third pillar is the silence itself. This is where it all comes together. Your ability to just be, without forcing conversation, sends the most powerful message of all. It communicates that you're so secure in yourself that you don't need noise to feel comfortable. In a world that is so full of anxiety and performance, that quality is incredibly rare and honestly, deeply attractive.
So, what's the end result of all this? When you create this kind of safe space, it's not just about having a nice chat. It's a fundamental shift in the entire dynamic of the connection.
This quote captures that internal conflict perfectly. Someone can desperately want to be close to you, but also be terrified of what that vulnerability might mean. Your calm, silent presence is what bridges that gap. It proves to them over and over that being vulnerable with you is safe.
And you can see the transformation right here. The dynamic goes from being anxious, where a connection feels like a test you have to pass, to being grounded, where a connection feels like coming home. The other person doesn't have to perform anymore. They can finally be their authentic self.
So what's the big lesson here? This goes way beyond just one conversation or one date. It's really a fundamental principle for all of our relationships.
When it all boils down, this isn't some kind of dating hack. It's a universal truth about human connection. Real intimacy isn't built with the perfect words. It's built in the safe, quiet spaces we create for each other. Your presence will always be more powerful than your performance.
Ultimately, this completely reframes the goal. The goal isn't to impress someone anymore. It's simply to create a space where they feel safe enough to finally be themselves. And it's in that quiet, safe space where something real and lasting actually has a chance to grow.